This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. It's a business strip in Winnipeg that's struggled to build momentum for years. Osborne Village has lost close to 20 businesses since 2024 alone, as safety worsened and foot traffic stalled. But those working in the neighborhood say those days are now behind. The CBC's Santiago Arias Orozco reports.
We'll be adding an entrance right there to start, right off of Osborne.
Every corner of this place has been thought out.
Either a DJ or a band or a musician playing right there.
As Michael Hikaway renovates the old Osborne Zoo into Sierra, a new cafe, restaurant and bar coming to the village in the summer.
Now is just the right timing. I think that there was a lot happening in the village and there was a bit of a reset since COVID.
Once named Canada's greatest neighborhood, Osborne Village has struggled to keep its luster. Foot traffic declined, the pandemic changed the way people shop, and crime rose. The strip south of downtown has lost 19 businesses since 2024 alone, but some say the neighborhood could be turning a corner.
The rate of new businesses opening is now outpacing what was closing in the past, so that's a good sign to see.
Sierra Cafe is one of 7 businesses expected to join the village. At least 5 others have already opened their doors this year, with more options to entertain, drink and dine. Some longtime businesses say they're seeing changes.
This last couple of weeks, it feels like it was pre-COVID.
Judy Coy has been in Osborne since the late 1980s. She says the village has recovered from similar recessions in the past, and new investment is promising to attract larger crowds.
The more people that there are, the safer it is, because there's always traffic. And then businesses, there's more foot traffic, so therefore people are spending longer and visiting more.
Since police started patrolling the neighborhood, there's less vandalism and violent incidents. The Osborne Village Biz says that's helping revitalize the strip, but so are the over 300 new residential units built in the last 3 years.
In a more dense neighborhood means a more walkable neighborhood, more services close by, and the businesses will follow as well, especially when a lot of these residential projects are including ground floor commercial within the building.
That's the case for Sierra Cafe. Hikaway says he's not only opening the shop for himself.
There's a lot of these places that I grew up having that are gone, so we want to, even in a minor way, bring it back.
An old school charm he one day wishes to see again. Santiago Arias Orozco, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A Manitoba team has been crowned the top junior hockey team in the country. From 116 teams down to 1. The Niverville Nighthawks are the national champions, and these players left it all out on the ice. CBC's Gavin Axelrod is in Niverville tonight, where the players, families, and fans are all gearing up to celebrate. So, Gavin, this is quite a Cinderella story for the team that really only formed 4 years ago.
Yes, Brittany, we're here in Niverville, and as you can see behind me, people are starting to file in here for the big celebration. They're about to bring these guys out any second now. They're going to come out with the Centennial Cup, and that's Canada's National Junior A Championship, which the Niverville Nighthawks won over the weekend. And this was the celebration on the ice after the final game. And the Nighthawks also won the Manitoba Junior Hockey League here back in April, and over the weekend we were here in Niverville at a Smitty's and down the road, and that place was just packed with fans who came to watch and came to cheer on their team. But this celebration, like you said, it's almost something out of a movie. It's something very storybook. This team in Niverville only formed 4 years ago, and when they were getting off the ground, they had what they call founders, and people put thousands of dollars in to never see that money again, with no promise of a return on investment, to invest in this hockey team. And Kevin Dunn is the Nighthawks Director of Marketing, and he kind of broke down for us what this all means to the team and the community.
It's a storybook, and it's like we wrote the final chapter the other day with the final game. And even though it's not really a final chapter, it's now we're going to start book number 2 soon, and it is just an incredible feeling to be national champions.
Well, quite an end to book 1. So, Gavin, some of these players helped build this foundation for the team. Do we know what's next for players now that this season is over?
So a lot of these players are what they call graduating players. They're going to move on to colleges or universities, maybe here in Canada, here in the States. All of that gives these guys a good chance to go pro. And we talked to some of the people on the team to see what they thought about the players who are going to be leaving here.
Having those older guys that have kind of been around for a while, they definitely have an impact on you, and also just some of your closest friends. So, you know, it's a little sad to see some of them go, but the relationships you build here while you're playing, they last a lifetime.
And so no matter how old these players are or how many more years they have here in Naperville, this is something that they're never going to forget. And as you can see by the number of people who have shown up here today, it's not something this town is going to forget anytime soon either. Brittany.
It's going to be quite a celebration. Thank you. That's CBC's Gavin Axelrod in Niverville. Statistics Canada had some bad news today about the cost of living. Manitoba is tied with Nova Scotia for the highest inflation rate. As the CBC's Ian Fraze tells us, the high cost of gas and groceries are playing a role.
Pain at the pump extending to the grocery store.
The numbers are in and they are not good.
In April, Manitoba tied for the highest inflation rate in the country, a 4.3% increase year over year. Across Canada, a spike in gas prices due to the war in Iran is fueling inflation. But in Manitoba, another big driver is food. Prices increased by almost 5% year over year, the highest in Canada.
Servicing a market like the Prairies is quite costly, especially in light of the fact that energy costs are much higher now than just a year ago.
A professor studying food spending says trucking companies are keeping their costs in check.
Companies will actually set prices much higher to make sure they make their money, basically. They don't want to lowball energy costs and lose money.
On Tuesday, the Tories took a bite out of the government's record.
Why has the NDP allowed Manitoba's cost of living to become the worst in the country?
While the NDP pointed to its efforts to address affordability, like cutting the gas tax by 10%, and its plan to remove the PST off of more groceries like ready-made meals and snacks.
And we know Manitobans continue to face some challenges when it comes to affordability. That's why our government has been working hard to reduce costs.
Sylvain Charlebois says removing the PST from eligible groceries.
It would range anywhere between $80 to $200 a year for an average household in Manitoba. So it's not a lot, but it's not nothing.
Other than groceries, Manitoba has the highest inflation rate in other categories, like dental and eye care, as well as alcohol, tobacco, and recreational cannabis. Ian Fraze, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A fire in a West End house earlier this month claimed the lives of 2 people. It happened in a 2.5-story home on Langside Street and Sargent Avenue back on May 7th. The fire quickly spread to a vacant home next door. While fire crews were on scene trying to put out flames, police were also called shortly before 5 a.m. Police now confirm a 41-year-old man and a 43-year-old woman were located dead inside. No further details have been released. The City of Winnipeg could get involved in a legal challenge over the province's 72-hour intoxication detention law. Mayor Scott Gillingham held a closed-door session with city lawyers today. He wanted to hear what options might be available to the city after the province's former top psychiatrist challenged the law as unconstitutional. Gillingham says he still supports Bill 48.
We as a city have a very keen interest in Bill 48 and the challenge that it's facing right now. And so I just asked our staff what options would be available to council. This is not the last, I don't think you've heard from me on this matter.
Gillingham wouldn't go into detail about what options he's considering, but the city could see intervener status in the legal challenge case. A hearing is set for June 10th. All right, Riley, back in now. Short week this week, but unfortunately not the warmest long weekend everybody was hoping for.
Yeah, exactly, Brittany. Certainly off the mark temperature-wise. A bit of rain in there too, pretty general, 10 millimeters across southern Manitoba, 5 to 10 over the course of the weekend. One more cool night to go. We have a frost advisory in place for northwestern Ontario, looking at temperatures close to or just below the freezing mark, not just on the Ontario side of the border, but extending into parts of the Interlake and southeastern Manitoba into the city of Winnipeg as well. So a chilly night ahead. If you've got any vulnerable plants, maybe you started some stuff in the garden, cover it up, bring it inside overnight if you can, because we are looking at things cooling down. We have seen some clearing in parts of the west throughout the day today, but the Red River Valley and the southern Interlake stuck under the cloud cover. What that clearing did is bump temperatures up into the double digits on the western side of the province, around 10 degrees through Dauphin, 11 in Swan River this afternoon, 7s and 8s through the Interlake and the Red River Valley. So like I mentioned, fairly good chance of seeing some frost overnight, patchy in nature, -1 overnight tonight in Winnipeg. Looking at things a lot brighter tomorrow, +3 first thing in the morning, and how about 18 degrees tomorrow afternoon, Brittany?
All right, thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Back on sale. U.S. booze is being sold once again, but likely not for long. Why the province is stocking shelves next. Some Winnipeggers were in high spirits at liquor marts this long weekend. The province has put some U.S. booze back on shelves, even at a discount. U.S. products were removed from stores last year in retaliation to tariff troubles with the U.S. It says the money raised by the leftover liquor will go towards a good cause here in Manitoba. CBC's Mike Arsenault has more.
These ones here were about $12 a bottle. How do you go wrong?
Tony Mariani was one of the first to arrive at the Liquor Mart on Ness Avenue to take advantage of the last chance sale. He heard about discounts on U.S. liquor and wanted to scoop up a few of his favorite wines.
I got a case of Pinot Grigio that was on sale. I think it's $5, $6 off, and it was like $6.72 a bottle.
Faye Lambert didn't want to miss out on the deals either. She grabbed 10 bottles of U.S. wine.
Pinot Grigios that are on for like $6 something, and yeah, they're pretty good. And then there's some, it's kind of all over the map. There's some that are like all the way up to like $20.
The province removed U.S. booze from shelves in early 2025 as part of retaliatory moves against American tariffs on Canadian goods. Last December, it temporarily lifted the ban and made nearly $7 million in sales it gave to charities. It's doing the same thing again, offering a 30% discount on leftover liquor inventory as some products approach expiration.
Might as well buy up all the U.S. wines because our Premier has done some great things by giving the money to charities.
The Manitoba government says proceeds from U.S. liquor sales will go towards local charities like food hampers and child nutrition programs.
Professor of Agricultural Policy from the University of Tennessee, Andrew Mohammed says the U.S. liquor industry is feeling the impact of losing the Canadian market.
Not just about sort of the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been lost this 1 year relative to the broader size of the sector. It's about sort of the long-term implications of this.
The province says its position on selling U.S. liquor has not changed, but rather than letting the remaining inventory expire, it's using the profits to support Manitobans.
Great, perfect. Then my money is going somewhere good.
Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries says the sale items are wines and liqueurs that would expire by the fall. The province hasn't decided which charities will benefit from the liquor sale. Mike Arsenault, CBC News, Winnipeg.
She was ripped away from her family at birth, raised in the U.S. without ever knowing about her parents, her siblings, or their life here. But now, decades later, this 60s Scoop survivor returned to Manitoba to meet the family she only recently found out about for the very first time. The CBC's Rosanna Hempel reports.
Oh my gosh.
It's an emotional, long-awaited reunion at the airport. Decades since the 60s Scoop, these siblings get to hug and meet for the first time.
It's crazy. It's exciting and scary. And
Donna Morin grew up with her parents in Manitoba. Her family has roots in Cumberland House, Saskatchewan, west of the Pas.
And our sister Linda and mom and dad.
It wasn't until adulthood she learned she had more siblings who hadn't come home from the hospital after they were born.
And I just thought she's left them there. And then I heard about the 60s Scoop. Well, I went into the adoption registry, put my name in there, and I got a list of the children that she had lost. And I finally found them.
And they were looking for her too. Her brother Joseph Lambert lived only blocks away from her in Winnipeg. Their sister, Melody Roberts, was raised in California. She recalls getting a call about the connection a couple months ago.
Oh, I mean, I knew I was adopted, but when it came to the 60 Scoop part of it, I wasn't sure. I didn't know anything about it. So it was kind of like, wow, okay, that's news to me. So it was a shocker. It was an eye-opener.
They've been reconnecting these last few days, learning about their family and Métis history, and poring over pictures.
Because it was like, wow, this person looks like me. Wow, this person looks like me. It's just amazing.
For Lambert, it's changed his life.
Having a family again is like a big deal, and everybody deserves that.
Now that they've found each other, they hope to make up for lost time. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Adults looking to finish high school or earn diploma credits are receiving a significant boost. An additional $2.5 million in provincial funding is going to adult learning and literacy programs. That includes $1 million dedicated to First Nations and northern communities. The province says the funding will help ensure Manitoba has a skilled and adaptable workforce.
One of the amazing things about adult basic education is it's free. It pays for itself because people come into adult basic education on social assistance. They go through the educational program. They move off social assistance, so the provincial government saves money on EIA costs.
The province says it's also providing money to support 60 Indigenous women enrolled in literacy and family support programs. Riley's back in now, and it might not have been the long weekend many of us wanted, but likely the one we needed with some of that moisture, the precipitation, and really all we have to do is look back at the last year and the year before when we were dealing with wildfires.
Yeah, exactly. We have a bit more precipitation on the way, Brittany, but I'm going to start big picture. Just let's have a look at temperatures across North America, and you can really see, just based on the color contour, this deep trough that we're in here in Manitoba. I mean, you don't have to look too far west to find some warmer temperatures. 8 degrees in Winnipeg this afternoon, 14s, 15s through Regina into Saskatoon. Yellowknife, even 15 degrees this afternoon. So you can kind of see where that trough digs southward. But on the warm side of the jet stream, 30s once again today through parts of southern Ontario, Nashville, 33 degrees. So all of that heat trapped on the eastern seaboard and into parts of eastern Canada. We will start to tap into some warmth as we get through the back half of the week. High pressure closer to the surface north and south of us will help to push some of this cloud cover out as we get through the overnight hours. So more like a mostly to partly clear sky as we get through the overnight hours tonight. We start mostly sunny through the morning. Maybe a bit of stray showers through places like Norway House, the Pas, into Island Lake, but really that's all we have to speak of as we head through at least the early part of the day tomorrow. Things do stay a little bit on the unsettled side as we head through the next couple of days. It's really not until we get into the back half of next weekend where we really start to turn the page and introduce some measurable warmth here as we get through the back half of the month here. So early into Thursday, there's a possibility of a few showers, maybe a stray rumble of thunder overnight into Thursday morning for southern Manitoba into the Red River Valley. Northern Manitoba mostly clear as we head through Thursday. Then we kind of return to a mix of sun and clouds, but things tend to stay on the cloudy side as we head through the rest of the week. But there will be some warmer temperatures on the way. So if these cool temperatures aren't your thing, give it a day or so here and we'll start to turn the page temperature-wise. So here's that trough in the jet stream. Some warmer air with a ridge building in the west. By the time we're into the weekend, we're into temperatures that are approaching seasonal once again, not just in Manitoba, but right across the Prairie provinces, things staying fairly consistent and driving some warmth in as we get into the early part of next week here. So looking at temperatures into Wednesday morning, at least single digits once again, looking at lows around or just below the freezing mark through the Red River Valley into southeastern Manitoba. By the time we're at 8 o'clock, looking at 3 to 5 degrees for the most part across the south, 4 degrees into Thompson as we head into the early morning tomorrow. We'll try for 18 tomorrow in Winnipeg. Things may be a bit breezy at times, more on the windy side into Thursday, Friday. There's that chance of showers, Brittany, into Thursday morning and all the way up to 25 by the time we're into Sunday.
Looking forward to the weekend. Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
We have much more ahead right after this. Stay with us. The federal government is advising Canadians not to travel to the areas of the Democratic Republic of Congo, where a rare type of Ebola is spreading. More than 130 people have died. 26 of those deaths recorded in just the last 24 hours. There's more than 500 suspected cases in the DRC alone. All that after the World Health Organization declared this Ebola outbreak a public health emergency of international concern and convened an emergency meeting to scale up surveillance and response efforts. Crystal Gamansing has more.
The Director General of the World Health Organization expressed deep concern about the scale and speed at which the rare strain of Ebola is spreading. Meanwhile, the WHO's representative in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Dr. Ann Ancia, says the outbreak could continue for months.
Now we have diagnosed it and we really need to go fast to really try to stop the spread of the disease further. But we really don't know, as I said, we don't understand yet the extent of the spread of the disease.
The Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda have documented confirmed and suspected cases as well as deaths. Neighboring Rwanda shut some of its border crossings with DR Congo and has instituted screening procedures at others to try to control the spread of the virus. There are many people who cross regularly, with individuals working and studying on both sides of the border. Now, health experts say this outbreak requires a global response.
This is a severe and potentially devastating outbreak, and until the outbreak is over in Africa, it will not be all clear everywhere.
The Bundibugyo strain has only been seen 3 other times, and there is currently no drug treatment or vaccine, but that is being worked on.
We've reached out across our networks. We understand there are a number of Bundibugyo vaccines that are in early preclinical development. They would need to be accelerated, and we're considering how to do that if the decision to proceed is made.
The head of the WHO, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, says while there is no current vaccine or drug treatment, protective equipment, stringent disinfecting procedures, and quality information about the virus can help keep people safe and limit the spread. Ebola is transmitted through direct exposure of blood or bodily fluids of an infected person. Health officials say that means the risk to the general public is low. Crystal Gamansing, CBC News, London.
The FBI says the suspects in the deadly mosque shooting in San Diego met online and shared a wide hatred toward different religions and races. 3 people were killed when 2 suspects opened fire at the Islamic Center Monday. A security guard who was killed in the attack is being hailed as a hero by police.
His actions, without a doubt, delayed, distracted, and ultimately deterred these 2 individuals from gaining access to the greater areas of the mosque, where as many as 140 kids were within 15 feet.
San Diego's police chief say the 2 other victims were cornered outside in a parking lot and killed by the suspects after successfully leading them away from the mosque. The FBI says the teen shooters appeared to be radicalized online. The attack is being investigated as a hate crime. Authorities say more than 30 guns and a crossbow have been seized at properties linked to the investigation. Police have not publicly identified the suspects, but say the 17 and 18-year-olds died by self-inflicted gunshot wounds. They were found in a vehicle near the mosque after the shooting. After this season, Canada's current snowbirds fleet will be grounded permanently. The federal government has revealed plans to replace the aging jets with new aircraft, and they're not expected to take flight until the early 2030s. The announcement follows weeks of speculation about the squadron's future. CBC's Julia Wong has more.
From coast to coast to coast, the snowbirds have thrilled Canadians with heart-stopping aerobatic tricks and daredevil maneuvers, but that will soon be coming to an end. Tuesday, the federal government announced after this season, the jets will be permanently grounded.
We have every assurance that the fleet is
well positioned to serve for another season, and that at that point the decision was made on the recommendation of the Air Force that we would transition to a new fleet.
The Snowbirds are using the same Tudor jets first introduced in the 1960s. Millions have been spent to try to keep them flying for a few more years. But Ottawa now says it's time to replace them.
Some of the airframe, engine, and escape system programs, feasibility studies were done, and there are some engineering challenges because of the age of the aircraft that have changed that situation, and this is why it will be retiring in 2027 instead of 2030.
That news hard to hear for those who have piloted the planes.
It's emotional. And we owe so much to this team. So much. And they represented our country so well.
And worries over what the interruption will mean for the team behind the famous program.
You cannot put this operational expertise on a shelf and then take it back in 2 or 3 years.
But for this military historian, replacing the fleet now makes sense.
The fear that we could have is that in a few years they say, oh, by the way, we change our mind, we don't have the money, and there will be no controversy. People will have forgotten because the Snowbirds won't have been flying for 3 or 4 years, and they'll just vanish. That's the fear that we should be having, and we have to watch the government.
The new planes are expected to be operational by the early 2030s, but there are no firm timelines. The Snowbirds' final season in the Tudor jets kicks off next week. Julia Wong, CBC News, Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Prime Minister Mark Carney announced construction has started at a new graphite mine in Quebec, expected to be North America's biggest mine of its kind. It was selected as one of Ottawa's major nation-building projects last fall. Carney says it's expected to pump nearly $2 billion into the economy. The material will go toward the production of electric vehicle batteries and defense technologies. He says the project is being fast-tracked to get resources to market at an unprecedented pace.
We've secured more than 20 economic and security partnerships across 5 continents in the past year. We've referred 22 projects, including Nouveau Monde Graphique, to our major projects office because it is time to build.
CBC has decided to stop airing a long-running advertisement following a court decision in California.
1-877 Cars for Kids.
The judge says the charity behind Cars for Kids was found to have violated a false advertising law. Its ad was banned from the airwaves in California last week. The court found the money raised by the charity doesn't support local children in need, but instead goes to a Jewish charity focused on New York and New Jersey programs that included matchmaking for young adults and gap year trips to Israel for older teens. A CBC News investigation found most of the money raised here went to programs in the U.S. and Israel, as well as advertising. A group of women in the Halifax area are speaking out about what they call an unacceptable wait for a mammogram. The city's breast screening program is drastically understaffed, and new appointments are currently booking late summer of next year. Carolyn Ray reports.
Cynthia McCutcheon thought she was being proactive by calling now to book her mammogram for the fall, but she was left speechless when the booking clerk told her the next available appointment date in the Halifax area.
Well, when she started to say July, I was thinking, oh, that's a little bit too early. And then when she threw in 2027, I was really shocked.
McCutcheon posted a warning to her friends on social media, encouraging them to book their appointments now. Many were offered the same timeline.
I think we need to have a voice, and I think we need to make changes.
At 15 months, the wait times in Halifax are now twice as long as Prince Edward Island. Some clinics in Toronto book within 2 weeks. One woman told me she found a lump in her breast last year, so she now needs mammograms every 6 months because she's considered high risk. But her next appointment isn't until 1 year from now. She's worried some people might receive a late diagnosis of cancer because of the wait time, and McCutcheon shares her concerns.
It's not the care standard that we should have here when other women are getting better standards of care across the country. So why are women in Nova Scotia being penalized?
According to the Canadian Cancer Society, Nova Scotia has the lowest survival rate of breast cancer in the country. The province's breast screening program is run by the IWK Health Centre. It said in a statement that the biggest challenge is staffing. There's a national shortage of medical radiation technologists. There's currently a 30% vacancy rate in the department. The IWK says there are some appointments available this year in Bridgewater. That's 100 kilometers away. Those who can travel can also go to the mobile clinic.
I think there are a lot of women that are trying to be proactive about their health, and they're getting these roadblocks.
McCutcheon says she knows all too well the importance of catching problems early. Her grandmother died of breast cancer. There's no wait list for cancellations, so she'll keep calling to see if a spot opens up. But even then, those last-minute appointments could be anywhere in the province. Carolyn Ray, CBC News, Halifax.
Canada's only team left in the NHL playoffs has done it again. The Montreal Canadiens pulled off another 7th-game win in a dramatic overtime thriller.
Now Montreal's going to work it out. Carrier ahead. Over the line comes Newhook, shooting, scores! Alex Newhook! Olé! 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 And Montreal is going to play.
Alex Newhook is the hero once more. That is his second Game 7 series clinching goal of the postseason. Montreal eliminated the Buffalo Sabres. The Habs start the Eastern Conference Final against the well-rested Carolina Hurricanes on Thursday in Raleigh. It's part commute, part social ride. Coming up, we'll hear how students rolling to school is creating a community and promoting active transit. It's the school bus that doesn't need a driver. CBC's Jim Agapito hit the streets with the Sage Creek Bike Bus to see how one school is changing commutes for some of its students.
When you're biking past a hazard or something on the ground, you make a big circle and you yell, pothole! Try it. Pothole! One more time. Pothole! Pothole! Excellent. Are we ready to go? Yeah! Well, my name is Amanda Lake. I teach grade 2 at Sage Creek School, and I'm the coordinator of the bike bus. Bike bus is just like a regular school bus where everybody drives all together to school, except everybody's on bike. So the bus driver, that's me, leads a group of kids along a predefined route. We have a couple stops where people jump on the bus with us, and everybody bikes to school all safely together.
Why did you want to bring this idea to your community and school?
I'm super passionate about active transportation. I cycle year-round, even in our Winnipeg winters. One of our multi-year strategic plan goals for Louis-Riel School Division is promoting active transportation. So I thought it would be a great addition. There's lots of schools that do this already, and lots of people around the world who are doing it. So I thought it would be a great addition to our community.
My name is Lily Annabelle Spooner. I'm in grade 6.
What's the best part about riding the bike bus to school and going home?
I really like the enjoyment of going out in, I guess, the fresh air, being able to just let loose and go have a fun bike ride.
How is it different than riding in this big group than just riding on your own?
Oh, when you're riding by yourself, I guess it can get a bit lonely, but then when you're with so many other people, it feels like you're actually a part of something instead of just being solo.
Connor Jonathan McCurry.
What grade are you in?
Grade 3.
So tell me about the fun that you have on this bike bus.
It's super fun because I have a bunch of my friends and a lot of people in my class.
What's it like when you're riding?
It feels super crazy how there's about 30 people biking on the road on a bike. I'd say it's super fun, and if your friends join, it's even funner.
My name is Megan First.
And Megan, I understand that you are a parent, correct?
I am.
I imagine that your child was on this ride, correct?
Yes, I had 2 of them on the ride. I love that my kids get to be part of this community. Sage Creek does a fantastic job of getting the kids outside, introducing them to the outdoors, and getting them to love nature.
And how's their mood improved?
I wake them up in the morning and they're always grumpy and groggy, as normal kids are. And then on the days I always yell, bike bus! And they hop out of bed and they're ready probably at least 10-15 minutes quicker than normal. Last week it was snowing when we started in the morning, and we still had about 30 kids come out, which just shows you the eagerness and the backing that the school has in the community. It's a great event. All schools should be doing it.
How do you ensure that something like this is safe?
So we do have a minimum ratio that we have to meet in order for safety between adults and kids. I train all of our staff that are participating with us, and a couple of parents as well, on the safety rules that we need so that we can make sure that we're corking the roads, that cars aren't getting in the way of our bike bus. We give kids safety spiels before we set out every time on our rides from each stop, and we're making sure that kids are following the rules, and if they're not, then we have to think of other alternatives for them for the bike bus. So we see when kids show up using active transportation getting to school, they're ready to learn, they're active, they're moving more, and so their brains are more ready and their bodies are more ready, and they're just happier all around.
Does that make your job easier as a teacher then?
It really does, yeah.
Do you think programs like this should grow at Winnipeg schools?
I would love to see every school doing a bike bus. It takes a lot of work and some dedicated people to put it all together, but I think the benefits of kids getting outside more, getting active, and being more ready to learn when they get to school is unbeatable.
If there are other students in Winnipeg that maybe want to join this bike bus or want their school to have one, what would you tell them to encourage them to be a part of it?
I'd say it's a lot of fun, and it kind of teaches you how to be more independent than what you already are, and it just helps a lot of people feel comfortable in big groups as well.
lots of very excited students in that.
And I feel like they've gone through all 4 seasons.
Right? I was going to say, these students want to know, Riley, when are we turning that corner? When is it going to be just a little bit nicer out?
Okay, well, I've got some good news, and I've tailor-made a forecast just for that because tomorrow's Wednesday. Let's take a look at that going to school forecast. The bike bus, the bike stop, whether you're taking the engined variety of the bus or the bike bus, looking at things cooler into the morning tomorrow, 3 degrees in Winnipeg. We should be back under a mainly sunny sky first thing in the morning, but I would dress in layers tomorrow because by the afternoon, you're not going to need that sweater. 18 degrees, a mix of sun and clouds, maybe a bit breezy at times, so just keep that in mind. But by and large, looking at things improving for the most part as we get through the next 24 hours or so here in Manitoba. All right, couldn't forget about the dog walking forecast. And you know who I think really will enjoy some of these warmer temperatures on the way? How about River? The Dane, thank you, Renata, for sending this picture and both of these pictures of Pepper here as well, I'm sure. Itching for some summer lake days. Please keep sending your spring dog walking pics to me, please. Talkback at cbc.ca. So I mentioned that 18 degrees into the afternoon tomorrow, maybe a bit breezy at times, and then we'll start to get some cloud cover building back in ahead of maybe a bit more instability as we get overnight into Thursday morning. All right, we have seen some measurable precipitation, particularly in northern parts of the province over the past month or so. We did get some general 5 to 10 millimeters across the south. That it's not reflected on some of this modeling that I'm showing you now. But this is what it's done, particularly in northern Manitoba, to our drought monitor and some of the drought conditions that we faced as we headed into the winter months. So this area where we've seen some abnormally dry to moderate drought conditions starting to recede a little bit. So still parts of far northern Manitoba in that moderate to severe drought range, and some of that into parts of eastern Manitoba and into Fort Frances, for example, some abnormally dry conditions. So certainly could use some of the moisture as we get through the next few weeks here. Some timely rains will be nice for our agricultural producers as well as for the wildfire front as well. So overnight temperatures, watch for some patchy frost overnight temperatures at or just below the freezing mark for many as we get through the overnight hours, down to 1 degree, mostly cloudy in Thompson, 2 degrees overnight in Norway House, and looking at maybe a few sporadic showers as we get through the day tomorrow. That tends to clear up, I think, as we get toward the afternoon hours. Temperatures around 18, 19 for Flin Flon, the Pas, OCN, Thompson at 16 into the afternoon, and maybe a couple of stray showers as we get through southern Manitoba through the day. We'll start to see some cloud cover building in as we get through the back half of the day, and likely chance, Brittany, that we'll see some showers overnight into Thursday morning, and then temperatures get much warmer in your 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
A new facility dedicated to baseball, cricket, and softball is set to open next year. It has people who play baseball in the province excited about having a bigger space to train all year round. CBC's Gavin Axelrod has more.
Outdoor baseball has started in Manitoba, but before players get here, they spend time training inside. One of those places is the Home Run Sports Training Center on King Edward Street. Operations Director Jonathan Ali says Manitoba needs something bigger.
In our busy time from November till, let's say now, we just run out of space.
That's the reason for this. Next year, Ali will begin overseeing operations at a 40,000 square foot facility for baseball, cricket, and softball. It will be located near McGillivray Boulevard, west of McCreary Road. The training center will move there and rebrand with a new name.
So this is in line, I would say, with the top facilities in the country. And I would say most provinces, if not all provinces, have something along this line and this style of facility with a full infield plus cages.
Ali says the building will be privately funded. Matt Tallman of H. Tallman International, the company that owns Princess Auto, is also involved.
And I think just having him believe in this project and be involved in this project has opened up some opportunities for us to expand.
A total cost wasn't given for the multi-million-dollar project, and the new space comes as baseball grows in the province. Baseball Manitoba says it's seen a 2 to 5% growth in the game every year since the pandemic.
And a swing and a fly ball to left field. Back goes Arozarena. She's gone!
This year, the number is bigger, and the organization credits the Blue Jays World Series run.
Now, with seeing this 10% this year, you know, it's
12 to 1,500 more baseball players this year, I have no doubt that that's a direct result of the Blue Jays' success.
Ali says shovels are expected to be in the ground in the next few weeks. Gavin Axelrod, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Renowned Cree cellist and composer Chris Dirksen has died at 45. That's Dirksen performing with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Premier Wab Kinew is among the Manitobans remembering the 45-year-old. They're being remembered as a trailblazer who served as a pillar of the Indigenous classical music community. Dirksen died in a highway crash in northern Alberta. Reports from friends and family say they were driving home after attending the funeral of their father in Tall Cree First Nation in Alberta. Still ahead, so close you can almost reach out and touch it. A new exhibit offers a closer look at the artwork inside the Sistine Chapel. Plus, Riley's back with a last check on our forecast. Well, it might not feel like it yet, but baseball season is upon us. The Winnipeg Goldeyes home opener is tonight. They're taking on the Kane County Cougars at Blue Cross Park in what is expected to be a near sellout crowd. The Goldeyes' first home series will include a free jersey giveaway to the first 5,000 fans. It also means post-game fireworks tonight. The Goldeyes lost their first 3 road games of the season against the Milwaukee Milkmen.
All right, I thought I'd take a look at the almanac, as we always like to do every once in a while, just to compare and see where we're at for this time of the year. So 8 degrees, our official high in Winnipeg this afternoon. Normal for this time of the year is 21, so a little off the mark there. Record high back in 1948 at 35 degrees and minus 5.6 back in 1924 was our record low. And you'll notice, look at that, our sunset's close to 9:15 in the evening now. So we are inching closer to that summer solstice. And by the time we get into early next week, you'll notice temperatures that are much closer to that summertime temp that I think many folks like. So things staying unsettled as we get through the balance of the week. But let's just focus on the Monday and the Tuesday there, Brittany. 29s and 28s.
That's exactly where I'm looking.
I think that's where a lot of people are going after the weekend that we had. Well, it is one of the world's most famous works of art, and now there is a way to see it up close.
Londoners now have a way to see the breathtaking Sistine Chapel without crossing the English Channel. Here's your daily lift. This is an immersive exhibition showcasing Michelangelo's famous frescoes that adorn the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican. It's an up-close perspective, not even seen by the Holy See. One would need to climb up to the 20-meter-high ceiling to notice the original brushstrokes made by Michelangelo.
Now, displays include his celebrated masterpieces like The Creation of Adam and The Last Judgment. The Sistine Chapel exhibition is expected to come to Canada in the near future, so we might not even have to get on a plane
right?
to go see that either.
Hey, with the high cost of flights, that might be a bonus.
Bring it here.
One way to see it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it's only Tuesday, looking forward to those 29-degree forecasted temperatures next week. Keeping the hope. We'll see you back here tomorrow.